was just started out as a normal night. He went to town in my vehicle to hang out with his friends, and he didn't come back that night. And we didn't know about the time he was supposed to come home. We tried to contact him. He wasn't responding to texts or anything, so I knew that something was really wrong, because James was really good about being you know, prompt about being home or asking if he could stay out longer. So I knew something was wrong right away.
Standby for tones. Airback 118, scene flight request, Hazel Green, Wolfe County, Kentucky, bearing 223 degrees, distance 9 nautical miles. How copy?
With a good copy for 118, we'll accept the flight.
Good copy, have you accepting?
Cuts, Wares, and Barber, RA2, November 417 Alpha Echo.
Team copy accepting with Barber, Carts, Wares, RA2, and 417 Alpha Echo. We'll talk to you in the air.
When I got there, he was, the majority of the way was out of the car. His foot was kind of up around the dash area, and his other foot was kind of underneath the car. We couldn't really, from where I was at, discern whether he was actually in the car or underneath the car. So adding the night factor was kind of tough to tell where things were at and what we needed to remove and things of that nature.
They pulled up. When we got into the ambulance, he was on a backboard on a non-rebreather, and he was calm. They had gotten him calmed down. They had given him some pain medicine. He was talking to us. His SATs were 97%. He was a little disoriented, which we chalked up to him getting the pain medication. And on assessment, he had fractured most of his left side. His arm, his leg was fractured. He had diminished lung sounds in the bases, but he seemed to be doing good. We didn't waste any time on scene any more than that, so we went ahead and decided that we were going to go ahead and go to UK. About 5 minutes after liftoff, we noticed his vitals were changing, and my partner said, "Hey, I think we need to decompress his chest." So we decompressed his chest the first time, and we got 3 or 4 mLs of air out. A couple minutes later, he started to do this weird breathing pattern with his stomach, and we elected to needle decompress him a second time. With that decompression, we got 9 mLs of air out.
It was a really very scary time. When I got to the hospital, the chaplain met me and took me up, and so I was really afraid that, you know, that maybe he had passed on and they just hadn't told us, because his dad lived in, or he didn't live in, he was traveling from Indiana. He was visiting, so the span of time that it took and everything, it really was scary, because I thought that maybe they were waiting for him to get there to tell us. It was just a terrible time. And then when they finally brought us in the room, they told us, and still I wasn't prepared to hear what I heard. You know, they said that he had internal bleeding, and that they had lost a pulse a few times and once for quite a while, and that they needed to do a CAT scan, but they wasn't sure if he was even going to make it, and they were going to let us go on in the room and see him. And then I was just like, when can I go pray for my son? Because I mean, I wasn't ready for anything that they said to me. So he went into the cardiac arrest in the trauma bay. He had shattered his femur, he had fractured his arm here, his ribs were broken, and these ribs were concaved onto each other. He had a head injury, he had had strokes for a couple days, his brain was swelling, his vertebrae, the T's were broken. They said he had a tear around the femoral artery maybe.
I guess playing basketball. Like I never played like sports for like a school, but like I used to play basketball with my buddies, but I can't do that anymore. Like I haven't tried it. I don't really want to go back out there and do that, but I miss driving a lot. I'm gonna start driving.
Anytime I've ever seen an accident scene on the road and you see, you know, the helicopter, you're like, it's bad. Yeah, so I knew that him being flown out was not a good deal. I knew that. You know, they knew what to do and how to treat him prior to getting him there as far as the decompression or whatever that stuff is. So a huge role in the nick of time. Well, he gets sick of hearing it from me, but he truly is a walking miracle. And his recovery, I think, speaks of that.